Lily chipped in, dipping into her pinafore pocket for a spare hair grip and using it to tame her mass of unruly curls. With 5 minutes to go before the buzzer sounded, she ran quickly through the afternoon job she would have to do at home before she could get out to join her friends for their evening's entertainment. Take the mutton stew out of the oven and feed the family a hot dinner, sew her sister Evie's work pinafore ready for Monday, bake scones for tea if there was time, then half an hour to get good and ready for the girls' night out.
"Thank you, ladies, that'll do for today,"
Fred Lee, the weaving shed overlooker, announced on the dot of 12, though the sound of the buzzer had been swallowed up by the racket of the looms. Instantly, the giant cogs ceased turning. Levers were pulled, and shuttles stopped darting from side to side across the wide looms. Dust from the morning's work began to settle. "Oh, my poor back," Sybil complained, as she and 30 other women eased backwards from their machines.
"Here, let me give it a rub for you,"
Fred offered with a wink. "You'll do no such thing." Sybil pulled her pinafore over her head and rolled it neatly. "You'll keep your hands to yourself, Fred Lee." They all knew their boss had an eye for the girls, and generally picked out the best-looking ones to flirt with at the end of a shift. And there was no doubt about it. Sybil's upswept auburn hair and curvaceous figure put her firmly into Fred's favoured category. "Or we'll tell your missus on you when we see her," Annie threatened, safe in the knowledge that her short bobbed hair and lithe, boyish figure kept her out of the running as far as Fred was concerned. Lily and Sybil laughed to see the cocky little man's reaction. His shiny round face puckered into a frown, and he gave a nervous cough.
No need for that,"
he insisted. "She's only kidding," Lily told him as the women weavers and liggers queued up to clock off at the antiquated machine by the exit. Fred Lee coughed again, then recovered.
"By the way, Lily, I need a little word."
Annie, who disliked the overlooker for his puffed-up, oily manner, wanted him to squirm on the end of her hook a while longer. "Uh-oh, Lily," she cried. "A little word? Why don't I like the sound of that?" A number of the girls smirked at Annie's jibe, and Fred's frown reappeared.
"In the main office,"
he told Lily sharply, casting a dark look in Annie's direction as she slid her card into the slot in order to clock out. "This doesn't have to do with Evie, does it?" Lily asked, as he led the way down the corridor towards the office. "I mean my sister, Evie Briggs. She left school yesterday and she's due to start here first thing on Monday."
"Why should it have anything to do with her?"
Fred snapped, still smarting from Annie's cheeky comment. "Mr. Calvert, he hasn't changed his mind about taking her on in the weaving shed."
"Why? Do you think he should?"
"No, Evie's a good little worker, none better. She came away from school with an excellent report. It's just that, with things being the way they are—"
"I know. Orders are low and getting lower," Fred agreed. "They're laying off workers down the road at Kingsley's, or else putting them on short time."
He came to the office, turned the brass knob and opened the glass-paned door. "That's what I'm afraid of." Expecting the worst, Lily felt her mouth go dry as she entered the room. Did this mean Mr. Calvert was about to give Evie her marching orders before she'd even started?
"And you're right, your sister does come into it,"
Fred confirmed, stepping in after Lily and closing the door behind him.
"But not in the way you expect."
Inside the office, there was a large mahogany desk with a neat pile of black ledgers labelled order books stacked to one side, next to a black Remington typewriter. A wooden Windsor chair stood behind the desk, and beyond that a tall set of shallow drawers beside the long window that overlooked the cobbled yard. A small figure stood silhouetted against the light, and Lily drew comfort from the fact that Stanley Calvert was nowhere to be seen. "There's no need to look so worried,"